Welcome in, Irish fans. It is Sunday, October 13th, Victory Sunday. Notre Dame, big win yesterday, 49-7 against the Stanford Cardinal. I was at the game yesterday. I got to say, huge improvement from Riley Leonard overall. It was great to see him get the ball out over the top. Finally getting that done a little bit better. I mean, there's still some things to work out here and there. He threw a couple balls short. Really wish he would have, hit some wide open players on the run, but man, looked a lot better. And those skill passes that I've been talking about all season long, two of them yesterday for touchdowns. One was on a play action, and man, I mean, perfect execution. So overall, great game by him. Great game by a number of our receivers. Bo Collins played a really good game yesterday, aside from the strip fumble. I mean, that's hard, honestly. He's got two guys that he broke tackles on. The ball kind of just gets outside. It puts you in a really bad position as a ball carrier to get that ball taken away from you. I understand wanting to get a few extra yards, and great effort by him overall, trying to get those extra yards. He's going to learn as time goes on when he can do that and when he just needs to, kind of fall down and make sure that he's got the ball safe and covered. The running game yesterday, I was a little bit surprised, honestly, by the amount of play that Jardarian Price got over Jeremiah Love. That was, I don't know, weird to me, I guess, in a lot of ways. I'm gonna pull up the stats here from yesterday's game. I want to look at the running statistics for yesterday's game, because I think this is going to be interesting and very important as this season goes on. Now, Price played a really good game yesterday. I mean, he ran the football probably better than we've seen him run the ball all season. He did a great job taking care of the football. So, I'm not saying that Price didn't do his job. Price did a great job. He did his job really well. And Jeremiah Love, of course, when he was out there getting his reps in, he did the same thing. I mean, he just does a phenomenal job of doing what he's doing. Okay, so yesterday, Riley Leonard, 16 for 22, 229 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 passing, 1 running touchdown. Rushing yards, so Jeremiah Love, 6 carries. 6 carries. And as an observer, watching the game, not taking notes the whole time, I just thought it was really weird. I was like, where is J Love at? Like, I know he's young and he's got some time, but where is he at? And then Bo Collins, 4 receptions, 85 yards. I cannot say enough good things about these guys. Steve Angeli comes in fourth quarter yesterday. Man, just throws one of the most perfect passes that should have gone for a touchdown I think I've seen. Dropped in the end zone, like right in the breadbasket. It was a beautiful throw. He was only 2 for 5 yesterday, but a couple of those were drops. Played a great game. Riley Leonard's quarterback rating was a 94.6 yesterday. That's probably the best he's done all season. And then, we took care of the football for the most part. We had the strip fumble early on in the game, Bo Collins. And again, that's not really on him. Defense. I want to talk about defense here for just a second. Ben Minich got in on half a sack. Riley Mills was a terror in the backfield yesterday. Now, he only had 1 sack and 1 tackle for loss, but that was not the way he played. That was not indicative of the way he played. The way he played, you'd think he had 5. And Howard Cross was the same way. Howard Cross had 2, and they were just through that offensive line like it was nothing. It was that was a beautiful thing to witness. Jaden Asbury played a great game yesterday, and number 40. I don't even know who that kid was. That's the crazy part for me. So I can't find him either. I'm not finding him on the box score. I don't know who was wearing number 40 yesterday, but he got in the backfield and made some things happen. I'm gonna have to look it up later. I even said to the guy sitting next to me, who's a friend of mine. I said, "Who is that? Never seen that before." So things to figure out. But overall, really good game, really good performance from the Irish yesterday. We saw a little bit of the look that we're going to see moving forward, kind of going into the next week here, and because we saw some things that Georgia Tech's going to do. We saw some things that Navy's going to do. Georgia Tech's a good football team. So we'll have some more conversations about that, kind of going later into this week. But, yeah. Things to improve on from yesterday. Leonard needs to get the ball out on time on the long throw. And he needs to get the ball over the right shoulder, the correct shoulder. That's been an ongoing thing, but huge improvement from previous weeks. I really everybody who watched the game yesterday saw a different quarterback, and I can't say enough about how different a quarterback he looked like he was from the first few games, from the first 5 games. Yeah. So great play overall. Stood in the pocket a couple times yesterday. Looked a lot more comfortable. Looked like a quarterback as opposed to a guy that just wanted to run the football. And when he needed to, he got some things done with his legs. Anthony Knapp had that one holding call against him. Not really going to fault him for that, honestly. That's hard when you're blocking a guy coming inside, and then they get the quick movement outside, as you're trying to run the ball around. You go from pass blocking where you're holding the shoulder pads in here like this to all of a sudden you're run blocking, and if you don't know that as the play is developing, you don't know that you got to let go and kind of readjust, and it's a different technique between pass blocking and run blocking. Pass blocking you got to absorb because you can't be caught downfield. Run blocking, you're pushing forward. So yeah, just very different, and that's why it causes problems, and you'll get some holds on those. Jeremiah Love, Jardarian Price, like I said yesterday, Jeremiah Love's still our rushing yard leader. I don't understand the 6 carries thing from yesterday. I'm just still mind blown by that. And he was our rushing yard leader yesterday. Jardarian Price was 12 for 49. Love was 6 for 53. I just, and then Kendron Young got some carries. Kendron Young is going to be a heck of a football player for us in the future. That young man, there was a tackle yesterday. Somebody tried to put a tackle on him in the fourth quarter, and he was dead to rights, 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, and got 6 out of it. Positive. 7 yards after contact, and it took 2 guys to take him down. The kid's a stud. He's gonna be amazing. And I'm really looking forward to watching him play more in the coming years. The fact that they got him out there and got some reps for him yesterday was great to see. I gotta be curious. I don't know. I can't imagine they're gonna bring another quarterback in next year. It looks like, in my mind, Steve Angeli is QB1 next year. And he made some plays with his feet yesterday. That's kind of like the thing that they feel like he obviously needs to work on. And that's why he's not QB1 right now. But he did that. He got it done yesterday with his feet. At least one time he put a move on somebody, and it was impressive. Because you don't make moves like that against linebackers very often and get away with it. Not as a quarterback. You're not a running back, right? That's what running backs are supposed to do, and running backs normally get tackled by those guys in the open field too. So, very impressive. Good to see that from him. We didn't get to see CJ Carr yesterday, but he's he'll come out and he'll do a great job once the time comes. And then, for those of you who were not at the game yesterday, the lightning delay, I just want to talk about this real quick. Lightning struck at the very beginning of the 1812 overture. Most people didn't heard it. It actually sounded like a loud bass drum. And they stopped the 1812 overture. And I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of Notre Dame football, but they stopped the 1812 overture partway through and sent everybody inside. So that was very interesting to see. The fans were not happy about the 1812 overture being stopped and not letting it kind of progress to the end. There was a little bit of booing going on. But I know that if you were at home and you watched it on TV, that's what happened. I think it was like the only lightning strike that we had for that whole storm, because it just kind of like rained and did nothing after that. And that's why the game was able to start back much sooner than they thought. They were kind of talking like 7:30, 8 o'clock when we went to the delay. And then it was, we're going to start back at 7:13 or 7:15 or whatever, 7:12, whatever it was. So, yeah. But really interesting thing to see. Lightning strikes right in the middle of the 1812 overture, and just everything stops. And they send everybody inside. A lot of people didn't come back. Kind of makes sense. The game was pretty much won at that point. It was 42-7. And, yeah. Great game overall. That first drive, if we go back to those kind of things that need to be improved upon, that first offensive drive was not great. The kick was not good, and then the response by the defense to give up 7 against Stanford wasn't great either. But after that, it just we got some traction and we took off, and it was an amazing football game. That's all I got for you today, y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy Victory Sunday. Enjoy your week. I'll see you later this week for the preview of Notre Dame versus Georgia Tech in Georgia at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. That's going to be a fun one. Keep looking up. Go Irish.